swing sets, slides, everyone has a favorite at the playground. But did you know that when you're soaring on the swings or sliding down the slide, you're taking part in some seriously cool science? It's true! Playgrounds are awesome places to learn about forces. Forces are the pushes and pulls that happen to objects, including us, every minute of every day. Forces help planes get off the ground when they take off, and they help cars stop safely at traffic lights. You probably already know the name of one really important force: gravity. That's the force that pulls us and everything else around us toward the earth. When you throw a ball in the air, gravity is the force that makes it fall back to the ground. Now, gravity and other forces all work by certain rules all the time. And a great scientist, Isaac Newton, spent a lot of time studying forces and how they work. And he discovered some of the most important rules about what happens to things when forces act on them. One rule is that something that's sitting still will stay still unless a force makes it move. And something that's moving will keep on moving unless a force makes it stop. So basically, forces are always making things move or keeping them from moving. Want to see for yourself? Check out the swings. A swing at a playground isn't going to move unless you or something else puts a force on it. When a friend pushes you on a swing, he's putting a force on you, which makes you and the swing move. Or maybe you're swinging by yourself. When you pump your legs, that movement puts a force on the swing too. But unless you or your friend or something else puts a force on the swing, it's just gonna sit there. That's part of what Newton figured out. Now, remember the second part of Newton's rule? It says that when something is moving, it'll keep moving unless something makes it stop. So does that mean that once you get going on the swing, you'll keep swinging forever? Well, I gotta say that sounds pretty awesome, but it can't happen. Because when you're on the swings, there are forces around you that will make you stop moving. One of the main forces is friction. Friction is the force that happens when two things rub against each other. And I bet you've seen how it works before. Imagine you've been swinging for a while, pumping your legs until you got good and high, and then you stop pumping. As you keep swinging back and forth, there's a lot of friction between you and the air. And there's also friction where the swing's chains meet the top of the swing set. Together, all of this friction makes you slow down. And if you wait long enough, you'll come to a complete stop. You can even create more friction. If you drag your feet on the ground, you can help yourself stop faster. Now, do you know another place on the playground where friction is at work? The slide. Gravity pulls you down the slide, but friction between you and the slide slows you down. So it lets you go at a fun, but not scary speed. But have you ever been on a water slide? The reason you go down so much faster on a water slide is because water reduces or takes away some of the friction between you and the slide. Good thing there's a nice big pool of water for you to land in at the bottom. So now you know how forces work at the playground. And everywhere else.
Hey guys, this is Miss Loftus. We are going to start day 2 of our science lessons. And this week we're learning all about force and motions. So we're going to talk about how forces and motion affect how things move. Yesterday's introductory lesson talked about push and pull, and then we talked about how gravity plays a part in something moving. In your packet this week for day 2, you have a little activity to do. And I'm going to do this for you guys so you can see what to do and how to do it at home. Now, your packet said to get a rubber band and a stone and some popsicle sticks and a straw. Well, I didn't have some of those things laying around my house, so I'm going to show you how to do the activity with just things that you have at your house. I have a hair bow because I couldn't find a rubber band. I do have a straw that I cut in half. I didn't have a stone other than a rock outside, so I just grabbed a magnet off my refrigerator. And then I didn't have any popsicle sticks, so I just grabbed some color pencils. So I'm going to do this little activity for you guys today. Now I'm going to tilt this down so you can see the table. And here, this magnet is going to be like the stone. I'm going to try and move this magnet with different items. I could use one color pencil to show push, and my force is pushing this magnet. Now I could put it on the other side, and I can pull it back to me. Now, push and pull are the forces we've learned the past 2 days. Push and pull. And like I said, this may seem very simple to you guys, But this is what first graders are learning about. We're learning about all the different forces and motions that our body uses, that other things use, and how gravity plays a part in it. I could take two of them and move side to side. I could take these two. Now, I want you to notice I am not touching the magnet. My hands are not touching the magnet. I'm just using some other objects to move them. Now I can go forward and backward. And let's try another object. I can use this rubber band or hair bow and put it over it. And just touching the rubber band, I can move it all different ways. I could spell my name moving it. Again, I'm not touching the magnet. I'm just touching the other objects. Pretty cool. If we were in school right now, I would have my kids partner up and practice doing this, working together. Now for the fun part. I have my straw and I actually cut it just because it just made it shorter. Now I could take this straw and I could push it like this and I could pull it back. But I could also use another force. What force do you think I'm going to use with a straw? I'm going to give you a hint. I'm not going to move it with my hand. I'm just going to hold the straw. Think about, what do you do with a straw? You put it in your mouth. So I'm going to try and move the magnet with a straw in my mouth, blowing it. My force is me blowing the magnet. All right, here we go. Let's try it. See if it moves. There it goes. How much fun is that? So I know you guys are going to want to go around your house with a straw blowing things to see if it moves. But that just shows you some different forces that you can use in your house and different objects you can use to make things move. Now, the little video I put before my lesson talked about swinging and different things you can do outside, and that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to do this activity with all the different items you find in your house and see if you can make things move without touching it. But I also want you to go outside and see what you can do outside with forces in motion. I want you to use your body as your force. So tomorrow's lesson and Thursday's lesson, we will be doing some things like that, using our body and doing different things to show different forces in motion. So I hope you guys have enjoyed these lessons, and I will see you tomorrow.